Need to get that one on. Okay, hi. If anyone else is watching this, hi. I apologise for the fact that this is going to run on for a few minutes here. When I put the disc in, it came up its floor. It looks like it's at an angle as well, actually. And I need to let the disc run on a little bit to see if it's going to work. And it's not going to run out halfway through the song. It does give me a chance to do this. Straighten it up just a little bit there. Check some sound levels. Bumper time. Okay, right, and now, hi Dylan. Oh, the camera's not on yet. Hi Dylan. Oh, where's my telephone? And hi Emily, if you're wondering why I did it. Dylan, and good things and bad things. Talk about being tortured by life. I found yesterday on a disc, something small disc, and not marked up at all. And even now I'm still finding video, and I found a 1 minute and 40-second video of you, which is this one here. And it doesn't play, so the good thing is I found it, and it plays on the laptop, but it doesn't play on here. Yes, I do want to resume play. The great comedian Rita Rudner, when CDs came out, she said I refused to buy one CD player until they promised not to invent anything else. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Oh God, love. Man, I am so grizzly. That's all there is of it. Where I was going with this deal, and happy birthday for yesterday. Well, there's a couple of things here, so let's get this up here. I've got to take those NHS audio recordings off, I guess. You going to play? These come from a different camera. What's this here? Oh man, do you remember this? I think your Auntie Anna bought you this for your first birthday, or maybe when you were a baby. So I remember, oh, there's elephant. Doggy must be in there as well. Okay, we'll just leave that. Oh, I remember buying you that. Man, we love that. The doors open and the noises would come out. Some of those toys. Anyway, Dill, you once asked me, Daddy, is there a heaven? And I know why you asked, and the answer is no, I'm afraid there isn't, Dill. Is it still recording? I certainly hope so. Because for heaven to exist, God would need to exist, and obviously God doesn't exist. Because you know how the planet works and everything like that, you know, so human beings have been around, human beings supposedly created in God's image, have been around that length of time, the human beings that go to heaven, whereas dinosaurs, which have been extinct for 63 million years now, but they were around for that amount of time. So if you're going to take this as, shall we say, as gospel, then that presupposes that God is so dumb that he creates the earth and the water and everything else, and then he creates dinosaurs, and then that's it, he's done, and he does nothing. Then he puts his feet up for 100 million years or something. You know, all the dinosaurs go around their business and doing what they do, and then one day a great big asteroid crashes into the earth and wipes them out. So, God was obviously so pleased with his dinosaurs, but he didn't want to bring a plague, or a flood or anything like that, and get an asteroid to crash in. Or he either did it deliberately, or he couldn't stop the asteroid happening. So that's not very good. If you can create a planet, but you can't stop a tiny little meteorite in proportion to it crashing into it, and wiping 99.9% of the life on Earth completely out. As far as I know, dinosaurs did not eat an apple in the Garden of Eden and create any sin, so why should they have suffered so? But of course it gets even better, because those dead dinosaurs then become the fossil fuels that is now killing this planet, killing all the human beings. So no, there is no heaven because there is no God. And if there was a heaven, of course it would need not to be only filled with human beings, it would need to be filled with, dinosaurs and wombats, and gerbils, and puss, and fluffy puss, budgerigars, aardvarks, snakes. Heaven must be full of snakes, And the one thing heaven, if it exists, wouldn't be full of is human beings, because how many human beings do you know that are nice all the way through? And once again, if God exists, well, God is such a nice fellow that he not only popped his son down here, who was murdered in one of the most awful, atrocious manners in which a person of flesh can die, but then after his suffering ended and he got upstairs, 3 days later, he thinks, okay, man, that was no fun at all, but I'm in heaven now, eternal bliss. After 3 days, God comes and knocks on his bedroom door and says, come on, son, out of bed, out of heaven, and kicks him out of heaven. Says, what? Yeah, you got to go back. Yeah, Peter wants to meet you in a cave. What? But don't worry, he's going to pretend he doesn't know you. What? So, they say the Lord moves in mysterious ways, but if he does exist, he's practically sectionable. Anyway, where I was going with it still, you ask if heaven exists. Not outside of life, it doesn't. It does not. But, and I was going to play you that piece of footage there that I found, because I'd ordered you a book off of a well-known, I'm not even going to mention their name, of a very corrupt, non-tax-paying internet company, and the joy of your 7-year-old son seeing that his father sent him a present and opening it and seeing what it is and telling me all about it, and then you go on to tell me about the other books in the series, which I didn't know there were, and then knowing that a few hours later than that you're going to get to read that book with your son as he goes to sleep. No offence to you, Emily, but we'll get to you. So that is heaven, Dylan. And the other thing that occurred to me this morning is, because I found another bunch of memory discs just in the last hour. I also found your birthday money as well from last year, because of course you went lying down. And that's the other part of this. So that was a bit of good news. And I found these other discs, and it occurred to me that with me trying to make all these video discs for you, just so you can see what your daddy used to be like at some point. But there are thousands of hours now. And I thought to myself just an hour ago, I thought if you actually sat down, so working on the theory you actually do get these video discs that I'm making for you, and then the ones that I put back of all this footage here of you and Emily, oh mate, this is going to be very hard for me to do, but oh look at you then, my darling boy. Daddy was still well then, the disease hadn't got in. Literally the happiest days of my life, literally. The only good 14 months. 14 months of absolute paradise. Poor Emily, you never really got to know Daddy before the disease got in. If you start watching all these videos, it would take probably about 3 years. You were 11 yesterday, it would take you 3 years, and all the photos, So just, if you get them, just dip in and out of them. But because the other thing is, that's why I've got my telephone in my back pocket. And this is heaven. And then suddenly, yesterday, my telephone beeped. And you sent me this lovely photo of yourself. I'm assuming you're in an airport somewhere there, in a land far away. And that was heaven, just seeing you there. I mean, I know what you went through to try and get that photo to me on your 11th birthday, my darling boy. Thank you so much. You must not put yourself in any danger. I'm not saying by the time you get this you're going to be 20 at least. But it's still my duty to say that. So that's heaven. And this is a song. It's taken me like an hour to set all this up. And I was going to do this yesterday. That was the idea. And I was going to put music to the poem, Dylan, that I wrote about you. It's in Poems for My Children, that is no longer in print because Amazon have cancelled Daddy out, and they don't like poems about children. So a while back, Daddy rewrote a very famous. Oh, according to this, I wrote it in 2023. I'm curious now to see when I did this. Hard for me to bend down, the leg braces on. Oh, goodness me, 12th of February 2023. I remember writing it. all came to me in one go. I was watching an episode of Columbo, and all of a sudden it just pumped that, and I rewrote it as a family ballad. I need to move some of these lyrics around. It's pages and pages. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages packed with verses, and it's a parable about trust, love, marriage, relationships, all wrapped up in this famous Irish folk tale of injustice and oppression. So I made it wider and small at the same time. I only ever sang it once, which is the day that I wrote it, which I now know the 12th of February. So I can see that, and when I wrote it, it's not very good because I just choked up and I just nearly burst into tears getting through it. And of course it's the day before your birthday, Emily. It was the chorus, you know, I pray for my family, I pray for my family. But I want to try and do it again now, just so it's properly out there. Because I know the song's got a lot of fans. Of course it runs on to 20 minutes and these videos only run for 10 minutes. So, anyway, hopefully that has recorded, and if nothing else, I've got the intro for you guys. That's not a lot of good. Ooh, broken knuckles. He knuckles. It's like a 1930s, like Dick Tracy kind of thing. He got knuckles, and this is Scarface, and this is Wartbutt. Wartbutt? Oh yeah, he's a mean guy until he sits down. I've probably talked the guitar out of tune. I'm so sorry, it's hard for me to take my eyes off you there, Dill. Okay. Did I press record on the other camera? Camera 2. Are you recording? Yeah, you are. You look a little bit high there as well, mate. Let's bring you a bit closer. So, camera 2, you're a very lucky camera. Because these poor pixels on there have had to listen to me yakking away for 3 hours. That's what I was saying, Dill, about time. That was the other thing. Finish the sentence off. You are the first generation that has no time left, whose time has been stolen from them. That's where I was going with the dinosaurs and the global warming thing. I mean, I try not to waste a second, so when I'm able to walk, I do something productive. When I can't walk, I sit there and I upload pictures, and obviously, you know, I used to write books until Amazon said, we don't want any Irishmen writing books. We're not going to sell them on our website. Anyway, but you don't have that luxury, because your generation, you know, I mean, as I stand here, you know, Southern Europe is on fire, and we are in the middle of a tropical storm that's lasted, this is the 3rd day of it now. You know, so you don't have that luxury, you know. There's all this nonsense going on in Ukraine at the moment, and the West as ever has been duped into thinking that it's imperialistic. Putin just wants the grey because he's seen the global writing on the wall. So don't waste a second of your life because it's so precious. Don't hang around for the children. You're going to have to make some very harsh decisions about childhood. You know, on behalf of my generation, I apologise. I've been a vegetarian for 42 years, so my own carbon footprint is very low. But if you took away every electronic and diesel petrol device in the world today, you know, you're not going to rebuild the Arctic. Okay, right, so let's go back to 1836, I think, 1854, I think the song was written. Well, not this particular version, but 2, 3, 4. It's not how they tune. Okay, we're just going to go for it. 2, 3, 4. As I was strolling over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I saw Captain Kelly, and his reward money was he'd counting. I first produced my pistol, and then produced my rapier. I said, you dirty money, now you fiend, or no saints will save you. Whack for my daddy-o, pray for my family-o, there's whiskey in the jar-o. I took all of his blood money, and it was a pretty penny. I took it down to Molly, and I said, this night's on the gentry. She took me to her bedroom, and there she swore she loved me, but her blackguards were awaiting to take everything off of me. The night coming down so fast. Pray for my family, oh, pray for my family, oh, there's whiskey in the jar, oh. I woke up in the alley, blood from my wounds a-dripping. I stumbled to the tavern crying, water please to be sipping. The crowd in silence viewed me, they knew well the story. A brash fool and his money, they never shall know glory. Time's running out, my lads, for my daddy-o, pray for my family-o, there's whiskey in the jar-o. Down the streets of cobbles I heard soldiers marching. My brow burst sweat a cold, knowing 'twas for me they're searching. I thought back to Molly, promising to save me. I thought upon her finery, and I knew that she'd betray me. And time's going so fast, my lads, pray for my family-o, think on your family-o, there's whiskey in the jar-o. They'd already took my father, a brave man straight and true. They hung him from the gallows for the crime of stealing food. My mother got a fever, I never did recover, and the cold fiends took my sister for an unwilling lover. And time's running out, my lads, pray for my family-o, care for my family-o, there's whiskey in the jar-o. I ran for the back door, but the captain's men were waiting. I yelled, come on then, ye devils, for you hell's gates are gaping. One soldier was a mere boy, and I muttered, Lord forgive me, but they've taken the shilling, so I'm taking them with me. Deeds we do, my lads, save our family, oh, and pray for your own family, oh. There's whiskey in the jar, oh. I emptied out my pistol and I watched one catch its bullet, and with my trusty rapier I got another in the gullet. I fought with all my might, but I was much outnumbered, and a cudgel took my skull in, and to the dark I slumbered. The day's running out, my lads. Pray for my family, oh. Looking on my family, oh, while there's whiskey in the jar, oh. I awoke not in Eden, but in some fetid cell. The guard he was a-smirking, I'll make sure you wish you were in hell. I stumbled to the bars and I spit into his eye. I said, "Ye filthy collaborator, at least I was a man before I die." And life runs by you so fast. Pray for your families, oh. Look upon my family, oh. There's whiskey on the jar, you know. That night they came a-calling, and they beat me half to heaven, but not once did I cry out. That pleasure I'd not be given. And as the cock was crowing, I heard the jailer mocking, "Last night your sister I did visit, as the door he was unlocking." This is how it is, my lads. So please pray for my family, oh. Care for your own family, oh, while there's whiskey in the jar, oh. His words were a two-way sentence, for they filled me with such power. I tripped him to the straw floor, and to the corner he did cower. "Mercy, please have mercy," fell from his coward's tongue. My hands they tightened on his throat, and slow was justice done. You know the tale, my lads. You protect your family, oh. You care for your family, oh, even if there's no whiskey in the jar, oh. I wore the scoundrel's jacket, and I kept my head low. I made it to the back door, and fleet my feet did go. I made my way to Molly's, just as she was a-rising. I laughed as her eyes caught me. Was my return so surprising? You know what's coming, my lads. When you pray for my family, oh, leave me out of your prayers, you know, for there was whiskey in the jar, oh. I said I saw your suitors a-leaving. I know there were a many, your uniforms and finery, you must have earned a pretty penny. Now I'll relieve you of them, for you've a debt it's time to pay. And I'd keep your mouth silent as you want me to return your way. Time's going, my lads. Pray for my family, oh. Care for your family, oh. There's whiskey in the jar. I look back as I left her, and these words did I utter. I look back as I left her, and these words did I utter. When their interest wanders elsewhere, I'll see in the gutter. She spat, you'll not see sunset. I said, that's enough for me. These coins will buy my sister passage across the Atlantic Sea. Days running, my lads. Pray for my family, oh, and your own family, oh, when there's whiskey in the jar, oh. I made my way to our croft. Not much was there left of it, for everything the starvers see, they have to destroy it. I opened up the door and I heard a voice screaming, touch me and I'll kill myself. I swear to God I mean it. For the things they did, my lads. Think of your own family, oh. Always care for your family, oh. Forget the whiskey and the jar, oh. Emmy, it's your brother, I said in a voice most gentle. No more shall those fiends hurt ye, for I have come to save you. Into my arms she fell, and her sobs they would not cease. I shrieked, hush, my darling sister, soon you'll sail across seas of peace, and my days are running so short, while I still fight for my family, oh. I look for my family, oh, when there's whiskey in the jar, oh. Gather up your things, dear, oh, and be a quick about it. Molly's tongue might be stilled by fear, oh, somehow I doubt it. The king's men soon will be here, and best no one they find. I bequeath to you a new life, as I leave mine behind. The days are so short, my lads. Pray for my family, oh, and care for your families, oh. There's whiskey in the jar, oh. She gathered her possessions in truth, oh, they numbered few, and Into her hem we stitched Molly's coins, and the milk cart came into view. I hailed the driver down and asked him, "Which way, sir, are you going?" "Anyway you want," he smiled, "for I hear the storms are blowing." Fight for all my lads, leave not a stone unturned, you know. Leave not a dream undreamt, you know. There's whiskey in the jar. I smiled at his kindness, I knew my Emmy would be safe. I said, "Take her to the jetty, and I beg you please make haste." Sweet Emmy did hug me, and I whispered, "Always remember, they never will defeat us, for we never shall surrender." Time coming, my lads, treasure each minute, oh, grasp each minute tight, you know. There's whiskey in the jar. I watched the cart a-rolling till it was out of view. I put fresh flowers upon my parents' graves and told them, "I love you." The soldiers came at dusk, crying, "Come out, or we'll burn ye." I threw my weapons down for Emmy's sake, that more time to earn her. You think you do, my lads, to protect your family, oh, to keep your children safe, you know, when the whiskey in the jar goes. Through the streets they did parade me, to use me as a lesson, calling those who would bear witness, "'Tis time to make confession." Not one word was spoken. Strong silence was their answer. And when they offered tainted silver, they heard the sound of laughter. You know what I mean, my lads? We care for each family, oh. We look after each other, oh. There's whiskey in the heart, you know. As they hauled me to the courthouse, I caught a glimpse of Molly, and I saw she learned the hard way a collaborator's folly. No more was she a beauty. Her face had more scars than man could mention. They did hurt her for pleasure, not for duty. No more would men stand to attention. Cold hearts, you know, my lads, they care not for family, oh. They care not for family, no. That's why there's whiskey in our jar, oh. They dragged me to the devil's pulpit, and the magistrate, he scorned me. "I'll give ye no mercy, nor the God-blessed land that born ye." In pity my head I shook. I said, "You vain and callow cur, this land was built on freedom, and ye will never conquer her." Tell them straight, my lads, stand fast for your family, oh. high time for your family, oh. Pass the whiskey in the jar. The dawn did rise in silence, and I heard the cock Kiao coat please clink, and my thoughts were not of me, no, but of Annie. And did I think, for I knew they'd be a gloating if'n they had caught her. I knew she'd make the gangplank with the time I'd bought her. You do what you do, my lads. Think only of your family, oh. Only of your family, oh. Not even the whiskey in that jar. They march me through the streets and place me to the schoolhouse wall. I cried, keep your blindfold, fellows. I shall stare down you all. Take aim, sneered the sergeant, his coward's eyes a-gleaming. Take aim, ye dogs, I echoed him, for I'm waiting to be leaving. Time comes down, my lads, pray for my family, oh. Please care for my family, oh. Whiskey in the jar. I know not where I'm buried, and little do I care. You don't look back when you've placed a foot upon heaven's golden stair. This here land shall not be subjugated, howe'er